Hello and welcome to the Women in Business Radio Show. We had a bit of a we've had a bit of a rocky start, making words up again. But with any luck, we should be able to hear Jeanille. Jeanille, are you there?
I am. Good morning.
Perfect.
I did it. I got you on air.
Welcome to the show. So this is really, really early in the morning for you, isn't it?
It is. It's currently 5:04 a.m.
Thank you so much for joining us at this. I don't know. I can't even imagine. I certainly couldn't speak at that time. So let me introduce Jeanille, who is our special guest today. So Jeanille Rocke, who is bear with me. She is Coach Rocke, owner and founder of you're going to have to help me with this one. JN Remu Business Solutions.
It's JNR EMU Business Solutions.
Got you.
But you guys can find us under Rock Your Content Academy.
And Rock Your Content Academy. She is a content and social media strategy and an Instagram coach. And let me see. So you teach coaches, consultants, online service providers, and product-based businesses. So that's really quite wide, isn't it? How to create content that converts to sales by using organic methods that's true to them. And I've actually those words, that organic methods that's true to them, that's something that really sort of struck out for me, something that really, really resonated, because I think we hear so much about clever stuff. Do you know what I mean? Sort of not being yourself, but using tricks and that sort of thing. So it was that side of it that really, really struck me. And you go on to say, when clarity, confidence and consistency coexist in your content, you become a content conqueror. And there was so much stuff when I was looking, because we do a little bit of research around our guests, and there was so much stuff that you were saying, and then when I looked at it all, it was like, wow, I know so many women who've had this sort of problem. So things like being afraid to go live.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Do you know what? I was talking to somebody yesterday about Instagram Live, so I've definitely got some questions around. And somebody went, "No, I can't go live." We're going to go live. I like that.
Well, look, now that we know that we've got you on air with us, Jeanille, we are going to just do a little bit of introduction for the show, and then we're going to come back and we've got loads of questions for you. We're also going to ask you a little bit about your story and how you got to where you are now, because I know that you had an awful lot that went on for you beforehand, before you got to here, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
So, Adele, fire away. How can people listen to us? What's going on?
Wow, how you can listen to us on Spotify, on Audible, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker and Alexa. You can listen to us, and more importantly, you can connect with us, and please connect with us on Twitter, on Wib Radio Live, Instagram, and that's very key, on Women in Business Radio, and Facebook and LinkedIn in the Women in Business Radio Show. And if you want to be a supporter, then go across to the website, the womeninbusinessradioshow.com, and please help us support other women as well.
I've got to explain what's going on over here, actually.
It's a creaky chair to the left of me.
It's no good. I've got to explain.
We haven't got a buzz, we've got a creak.
Something's happened. Somebody's changed this chair in the studio, and I'm not very tall, and I can't reach the microphone. So I've leant down to lift the chair up like I normally would, and it won't move. There's nothing there. I think it's a different chair.
Want to get your box?
I don't know. I'm actually going to have to move away from the microphone and upend myself, bum in the air, head down on the floor. I'm going to have to find out, see if I can move this chair, because I'm like a little munchkin. I can't reach the microphone. Hang on a minute, folks. Adele, hold the fort.
That's
will you?
okay.
Say something. Talk about something.
No, I will. No.
I'll be back in a mo. Hang on.
I haven't even got a cushion to offer Sian while she sorts her chair out.
Right, look.
Oh my God, she's popped up. That wasn't long.
Oh no, I'm too high.
She's done it. She's now.
Do you know, one day I really thought we'd done it, and one day we're going to get ourselves on air without any disaster.
That wouldn't be us.
like a couple of professional women, like slick.
Overrated.
I tell you what, by the time I've got to grips with all these knobs and buttons, I don't know how we do it. Okay, right. Where have we got to?
We've done supporting member announcement. I was going to talk about the big show next year on the 10th of August.
Oh, yes, please do. I don't know what I'd do without this woman to talk about stuff I do.
Our big announcement is our annual event, which is the 10th of August, and I'm just getting that in the diary there, and talk to Sean about promoter stands, etc. But it's never too early to plan, and this will be our sort of biggest show. So, yeah, we're looking forward. We're going to change things up a bit as well, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a move around on where exhibitors are and different things going on in different places. So if you want to get down onto the main concourse, which I reckon is going to be the busiest as always, then good idea to get yourself booked up soon. Yep.
That was our
and we have a limited number of sponsorship places available because we are going to be moving our sponsors into the main entrance hall. And there's only so much room there. So you better get in quick. And we've also got our official photographer. We've got 2 official photographers this year. We have Pete Bresser, who is doing what we'll call the stills photography. And we have Katrina Fasani, who is doing... What is she doing? It's like reels and videos.
Moving
and all
content.
Of that. Yeah, moving content.
Yes.
So we've got a lot going on. We are also going to have a photo booth for the Women in Business Big Show.
Yes. I love that.
So lots of stuff going on. But let us now turn to our special guest, Jeanille Rocke. Please tell us, Jeanille, give us a little bit of your story. How did you end up doing what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. So first and foremost, thank you, ladies, for having me on the show. And yes, I know usually people early this morning aren't ready to go, but just a little bit about me. This is my thrive time, so I'm happy to be up at this time. I am Jeanille Rocke. Content saved my life 2 years ago, actually 2 years ago last month. I got really sick, and I was in the hospital for probably about 3 months. And during that time, I consumed content. Like, I was online, I was watching people's TikToks, their Instagram, and I think it was really during that time I decided to go ahead and use that marketing degree that I have to go ahead and help other people use content and social media to grow their business. I, of course, started with my own businesses. I have drop shipping stores. I am also in the Airbnb space. I have a couple other businesses that I'm partnered on, and I decided to just go ahead and use it for my business and just have fun with it. And I found that there was a true joy on the receiving and the giving side. So that's how I decided to just move forward on my goals and my dreams. I started Rock Your Content Academy, which is a coaching and consulting academy which helps entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, grow their business using content, but more so just grow their business, like tapping into their purpose, defining who they truly want to be in business, and how they want to show up on and off social media.
And we want to find out some more about that academy and how people can join later on. I've got so many questions for you. You had so much sort of going on. One of the things that you said was that you saw women sort of starting up their business and they hadn't considered their content and strategy. And that's the sort of thing that sort of resonated with me, actually, because I think that often happens, isn't it, when we have the business idea and we sort of get it going. Do you think women are starting their businesses too fast without actually sitting back and thinking about what they're doing?
I hate to say yes to that one, but what I will tell you is during the last couple of years, or since the pandemic started, women bravely decided, you know what, I'm going to bet on me, and I'm going to go ahead and start that business. I'm going to go ahead and do that thing that I've been doing for years, helping people, whether it's with their skin or if I've been a great coach or a consultant for free, I'm going to go ahead and actually decide to start my business. But we miss the actual, okay, let me get my branding together. What do I want people to know as my business purpose or my why? And then we miss the steps of defining our strategies, our marketing strategies. And we just decided to go gung-ho because as women, we can just do it. So I think those were some of the foundational pieces that we missed. And I knew that there was the opportunity that I can help, like, fill in those gaps and really help women go to the next level.
So when you're talking about content and strategy, but when looking at sort of your content strategy, I suppose, really what you're doing is you're going way back before content, aren't you? And you're saying to women, okay, why are you doing this? What's going on? And bringing it all forward from there, not just sitting down and going, okay, what can we post?
Absolutely, because it is way deeper than content, and I want to make sure I say that loud and proud. It is way deeper than just content. Yes, your content and your social media marketing efforts, like your whole digital marketing strategy, is going to attract people to you, but if you don't know, like, who your ideal client is, the type of people you want to work with, how you're going to work with them, meaning the overall client experience, right, and how you retain your clients, having your structure set up, the systems you're going to use. If you don't have all of that set up for your business, you probably will end up failing. 44% of new businesses, especially women-owned businesses, actually fail within the first 2 to 3 years. And so knowing that, we need to make sure that we take care of those foundational pieces. So yes, it is way deeper than just the content, but once we get those things established, we're going to definitely show up and show out on social media. So
let's sort of clarify, just go through some of those foundational pieces. I just like that. So the foundations is, why are you doing what you're doing? That's the first one, isn't it? Your ideal client, who are you doing it with? Is that right? What's the next one?
So I would say you want to definitely start with your why, right? Like you said, your purpose, why you're getting started with this business. What's the problem you're hoping to solve with your business? If you don't know the problem that you're going to solve, any of your offers, your services, your products that you put out there, it won't connect with people, right? And then you want to identify your target audience. Now, here's the thing, everyone starts with demographics. Yes, you're a woman, you're, an entrepreneur, you probably work a 9 to 5, but you really need to tap into the psychographics, meaning what keeps them up at night, what stresses them out. Why are they up at 12 o'clock at night trying to get their business together? Maybe they don't understand the systems or they don't understand what's going to work for them. You're really tapping into the psychographics, and that's going to really help you put together your niche product. And that helps you niche down to where you know exactly what I'm going to be doing, like how I'm going to solve their problem. And that will help you with your messaging. When I talk to people on social media, my messaging is very clear. You don't know this because you lack this, right? And once you get your messaging down packed, you can put your offers together, and then you can work on visuals. Visuals meaning your website, your logo. Everyone always talks about that stuff first, which is so crazy. So you can really start to focus on the visuals. And the visuals will then translate into how you show up in your marketing strategies, whether it's online or offline, because depending on your person, they may not even be on certain social media platforms. So it's something that we have to consider.
So when you're working with somebody, how long does it take you sort of roughly to go through this process with people? Are you doing it one-to-one? Are you doing it in a workshop scenario, or is it a bit of both?
It's definitely a bit of both. So there's different ways to work with me. I do prefer group settings because what it allows is a community, and it fosters networking, and it forces you to be outside of your comfort zone. A lot of introverts or people who consider themselves introverts are attracted to me. So I love being able to work with them in a group setting, and we do it over 90 days because it does take time to kind of revamp your business. I do a workshop once a month, a 2-hour workshop, and it's good for some of those people who are able to really get in and quickly pick up the strategies and understand what it is they need to do. And it's a free workshop, right? But for those people who are like, you know what, I need some more attention, I know exactly, that you're the person that can help me with this, they can sign up for the 90-day program, and we can definitely get you going.
Now, normally I would wait until the end to say how can people connect with you, but I want to do that now. I want to do that now. How do people tap into your 2-hour workshop and into your program?
That's a great question. So I am on Instagram as it's okay if I say my Instagram name.
No, of course. Yeah, whatever it is that you want to give out is absolutely fine with us.
All right, awesome. So my Instagram name is Coach Rocke Knows Her Shit. It's spelled SHYT. And let me just give a little bit of background on my name. I don't know everything, and that's key to being a coach. A lot of people are out here faking it. They want to make it seem like they know everything, and I don't. But I know what I know, and if I don't know the answer, I know that there's some really great experts out there that can help you and help us get you to where you need to be. So you can connect with me on Instagram, or you can go to rockyourcontentacademy.com, and you can connect with us, book a call, also schedule for our workshop as well. If you send me a DM on Instagram with the word DEEP, DEEP, so David, Echo, Peter, then I will send you the link to the free workshop. It actually is November 20th at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm in the U.S., so Central Time. But if you sign up, you can. If you sign up for the workshop and you're not able to make the time, we will send out the replay.
Gotcha. And we are going to be posting about Jeanille. So all of this information will be going out on our social media profiles. So, keep an eye on those as well, because we'll make sure that you are able to connect with her. Okay, there was something that you says me going off at a tangent. I never go off at a tangent, do I? No. It was just something that you said that really struck me about being a coach, is that you don't know everything. And I'm thinking now of people who are perhaps thinking, I need a coach. It could be that they need a marketing coach, a social media coach, a business coach. And that is key, isn't it? A coach doesn't know everything. They're guiding you in the right direction. They're supporting you, and they're perhaps signposting you to other things, but they don't know everything. Not everything has to be in their head. And I think it's actually quite suspicious if it is. Do you have some thoughts on that? Is that sort of part of your advice about picking a coach? Maybe is they don't know everything; they just know where you can go and get it, or how to help you find it.
You know what? Let me just say this: the coach that you choose is an expert at the thing that they became an expert in. Okay, so I want to make sure we say that, and you do need multiple coaches. Like, you can't come to me as a one-stop shop. Yeah. I'm really great at branding, at marketing, at getting your business structure together. But there are some things like maybe you want to get business funding. I'm not an expert at that. Now, I can connect you to some people who are experts, right? But I'm not an expert at that. I can only go based off of what I've done for my business. But if there's things that needs to be expanded upon, I'm going to get you in contact with an expert. So remember, a coach is someone who can guide you in that particular field that's going to help you go from where you're at right now, which is A to B. We hear that a lot. You go from A to B, right, that transformation. And so that's what a coach is going to help you do. But you definitely do need a coach, because they're going to take you to where your future self needs to go to.
And I just want to sort of expand with some of my thoughts on this, because I've been talking about coaches recently. And how some coaches are that they're scared to let you go to other people in case you don't come back, and they're also scared to move you on. Sometimes there comes a point where your client has outgrown you, and the best thing that you can do for them is either move them into another program if you have one, or move them on to a new person and just accept, okay, my job here is done. I've got them to the next. I've got them to be, and now the best thing for them is that they go with whoever it is to get them to perhaps C and D. And I see so many people who just sort of hold on to their clients for sort of grim death. And the end result is that they're not helping their clients at all. They just want to keep hold of the money. They want to keep the client and the client's cash close to them, and that's not the best thing for anybody, is it? And it's so refreshing to hear you say something, actually, I'm going to move you to there. This person can help you.
And to me, that shows your credibility and that you're a good coach. But it's the same as a leadership team in corporate. If you've got your team, you don't want to lose them ever, then how do you allow them to grow? And I think sometimes you see that same scarce mentality, don't you? Really, well, I'd be proud to get my clients on.
Yes, it is a scarcity mentality, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, rather than abundance, and let everybody... Because if you then grow and that person moves on, there's somebody else that's going to need you at their level of their journey. So, it's enabling. But that takes a mindset shift, doesn't it, in this world?
And for them to say, actually, do you know, I had a fantastic time with this person. They got me from here to here. They were brilliant. And then they showed me, you know, a different direction. And you get recommendations and you build more credibility. And it's just good for everybody. I think that makes a real difference. It really does. And it's just refreshing to hear it, to be honest. So...
And one of those things I also suggest to, you know, people out there, build partnerships. If you want to create a sustainable business and build your ascension ladder, which means you have different levels of access to you and access to information, build partnerships. And that's what I do. I've built partnerships. So when my people are ready to go to a new level, guess what? I have a partnership with other people that can help you get there. So I think it's so important to do that as well in your business. Don't just make it one trick pony.
and funnily enough, I mean, not many people know this because we haven't yet really shared what we're doing, but Adele and I have built a partnership. So Adele started off as my co-host, and we have now built a partnership for a community club for women in business, which encompasses both their business strategy, their business coaching, but also physical strength and resilience. People would not come to me to learn how to get fit. I tell you what, they'd come to me to learn how to open the wine and get the cheese out. but I'm really,
there's balance to everything.
I'm really good at that. If you need advice on chocolate, chocolate and wine, I am your woman. Adele, however, has just won. What is it you've won?
I've just won the World Bodybuilding Championships fitness model for over 45.
We're like Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, I know.
But I coach business women.
That's amazing.
Thank you. I've just connected with you on Instagram, so I've had a look at it. So I do coach business women, and then obviously because I run a business, women are talking to me about business, and I'm like, yeah, I've got an idea of that, but actually, and then Sian and I were talking and say, actually, we could do a partnership. So as you were talking that through, we're both looking at each other and like, yeah, this is what we're doing, and it just shows that collaboration, and also choosing the right partner as well. You've got to be with the right partner.
Because I do the business, she does the fitness. So absolutely. But yes, picking the right partner is key, isn't it? Anyway, let's move on to some other stuff, because we have got you on here for social media. And what I'm going to do first is you gave some really, really good answers. We sent out a little questionnaire. We don't have preset questions, but we do send out a little questionnaire. And sometimes what we get back doesn't really have an awful lot of meaty stuff in it, but this is really, really good. I'm spoilt now. Now I've got so much, I don't know what to do. But I'm going to start off with some of the FAQs. So some of the things that you are frequently asked about what you do. And the first one we've got is how to make money on. So how do I make money on social media? Is there an answer to that?
It. Yes. There is. There's a couple different answers. Well, there's a few different answers, but the one that I love to give to my service-based women, even for my product-based women, is that, remember, social media is like a temporary place. Think of like leasing a home or renting a home.
Yeah.
You're renting that home, right? And so the goal is to create something so irresistible. And I like to tell my clients, give your best stuff away for free. So you create something so irresistible that makes people want to sign up for your email list. And then when you do that, you can take them off social media into your own ecosystem, where you can then market to them and promote your products to them, nurture them on your email list. So think of these platforms as a place that you're renting or you're leasing, and the goal is to get them off of the platform so you can welcome them into your own ecosystem. Yeah. That is the best way to do it, is to create a free product, put it in your link in your bio, talk about it on social media, so in your stories or on your feed, tell people why they need this product or what's in it for them. You know, what's in it for them if they get this free thing, and then you can market and sell to them. I will give you an example.
Please.
It was earlier this week or last week where Instagram was not working for a lot of people, right? And it started deleting people's accounts, their followers, all kinds of things, right? So here's what I did. Because I have an email list, I marketed to my email list that day, hey, Instagram is down, but that doesn't mean we are. I am marking this product down 50%. I ended up making about $1,800 in one day just to my email list. And that is the power of it.
And also, you're not, I mean, anybody, Facebook, Instagram, they can do whatever they like, can't they? They could shut down tomorrow. And, or I don't think they will, but they could. And that means that all of the connections that you've got, all of the likes, all of the friends, all of the follows, all of the whatever are gone. End of story. Goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you have, for your Instagram, your Facebook, you should have your shop set up. So you should set up where people can shop your products. If you have like a digital product or if you have a physical product, you should have your shop set up so people can actually buy it right off of Instagram. And over 70% of people actually buy on Instagram. So if you have your shop set up, people can just buy your stuff right then and there. That's another way to make money on Instagram, is to connect your product to your actual profile.
So when you say shop, I think there are a couple of ways of doing this. So one of the ones that I know about are tools like Planoly and Buffer, who have who enable you to set up a link in your profile which links to particular posts. And in the post, you can have a URL which actually exits Instagram and links to the product either on your website or wherever you happen to be keeping it. Is that what you're talking about, or is there something more advanced than that?
That is also an option, but on Instagram, you can actually link your external store. So let's say you have a Shopify, right? Or even if you just have your Wix or whatever website you have, but you sell a product, you can link that as an external store, and it creates a shop button on your profile. So people can actually just click on that shop button, and it goes straight to your website where they can then buy your particular product. So, yes, you can do it that way, or you can set up your store on your profile. But you do have to have a business or a creator profile in order to do that, not a personal profile.
So, and that can be, it doesn't have to be for a product, 'cause very often people think a shop as in I'm selling a bottle of perfume or something. But it can be, it can be a service, can't it?
It can. And also, ladies, if you guys have, if you're taking free phone calls or even consultations, set up your book now. Like, go to your edit profile and connect like your Acuity or your Calendly, whatever you use to schedule calls, set that up too. So that way people can actually, book calls with you as well.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm sat here thinking, because this is a situation that I am trying to remedy at the moment for myself, is setting up everything in little bits and pieces as a project evolves, and then finding that I don't have everything I need either together in one place where it should be or connected in any way. And so I'm sort of going back at the moment and doing an audit of stuff and making sure that everything that should be there actually is there. Because when I set, we set these things up, and then the platforms move on.
Yeah.
If you don't keep checking in, then it's moved on and it's sort of left you behind, and you're missing loads and loads and loads of tricks.
Exactly. And here's the secret to everything. You won't have it all figured out. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Thank goodness.
Okay. You won't have it all figured out. This is why your platform exists. This is why my platform exists, because there's people out there who can educate us on these things. You won't have it all figured out, and the goal here is to do what works best for you. Don't try to do what everybody else is doing. Just because I might have a shop button set up, you might not want to have a shop button set up. Because there's always different things to keep in mind, like what is the fee? What are the conversion fees? What's the transaction fee? All those different things. So just keep those things in mind too. You won't always have everything together, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think sometimes as women we're quite hard on ourselves, aren't we? And if we haven't hit perfection, then we sort of start beating ourselves up, and it's not particularly constructive, is it? In fact, it's quite destructive, because nothing is going to ever be 100%.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to move on to another question. And once again, another social media one. So another frequently asked question about what you do, and how do you go live on social media?
That's a great question. So I'll give you guys just a little bit of background. During the summer, I have a free Facebook group, and in that group, that was one of the concerns that everybody had. They were like, I can't go live. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. What's going on? And so during that time, I also was doing a 75-day go live challenge. And so I was going live 75 days straight. I did not miss a day. And so what I decided during that time was to take all of the things that I learned, the different strategies, the different tactics, how I made sales from going live, and I packaged that into a challenge. So if anyone's interested in that challenge, the ladies will have that link for you. Mm-hmm. But the way you go live is the best way to do it is to make an announcement. I like to tell people I'm going to do stuff, because when you tell them that you're going to do something, they naturally want to pay attention. They naturally want to see what it is that you got going on. I will schedule it on my Instagram page. Instagram allows you to schedule your live. So I will schedule it and give it some really interesting titles.
Hang on, we're laughing because we're just writing this down.
Honestly, we love these guests. We're loving it. I didn't realise that. I'm on my Instagram now as you're talking.
Okay, so go on.
If you go to your profile, right, your main profile, there's going to be a plus button right at the top right corner. Yep. And if you hit live, now here's the key, everybody. When you hit live, it's going to look like you're going to go live. But on the side, either you have it on your right or your left. Mine is on my left. There's a calendar-looking button. If you click that calendar-looking button, you can go ahead and put your title in. So like the other day, mine was Sink or Swim. And that caught everyone's attention. I usually like to use titles that catches everyone's attention. So it was Sink or Swim. Then you can do start time. You can choose whatever date that you like. It has to be at least 1 hour from that time or up to 3 months. And then you can just hit done, and then you can schedule your live. So scheduling your live allows people to then see that you're going to go live. You can share this to your feed. You can share it to your story, and it builds that anticipation for when you go live. So when you hit that live button and you're ready for that, you're in that moment. Here's what you want to give them some call to actions. And my favorite call to action is share this live with 5 people. Share it with 5 new people. Share it with your hit that share button, and those top 5 people you share everything with, share this live with them. That's usually how I started off. And then you just go into, the topics that you want to talk about on live. You don't have to be on there for 30 minutes or an hour. You can have a structure. If you get my free challenge, I actually have it all structured out for you for 14 days of just live content. And then at the end of it, give another call to action. Is it set up a free call? Is it download my free thing? Is it send me a DM and let's chat? Or share this live with somebody. Give another call to action, and then you end it out. And thank people as they, join the live, and as they're sharing it, you can thank them.
So I suppose if I've understood this or how it works, it also enables you to plan your lives. So you can sit there and say, okay, well, I'm going to run a series of lives. I'm going to set up my next 5 days and run a little campaign and have it sort of joined together and planned, rather than, oh God, I've got to go, I better do a live. Hang on a minute, what am I going to talk about? And having to stop something that you're doing and do this and interrupt what you're up to. So it enables you to be a little bit more strategic and calmer about it, maybe.
And then your audience know when you're going live, so they join you as opposed to stumble across you. Some will stumble across you, of course they will. But if they, Adele goes live at 2:00 every Wednesday, or I can see it on a profile. And like you said, and then you announce that, it doesn't look so random. Sometimes people think as live as a quick, chaotic hello. Well, actually, the way you've described it, it's absolutely not. It's much more professional.
Is it professional? That's the word.
It does.
It is, because people think live is just, I've got out the shower and I'm going to do a quick live on something.
You see,
Actually,
that's what we need. It's professional. I knew there was a reason we found this woman. You see?
Yeah, no, definitely. And what, again, that capability of Instagram and the way they've taken that, and I'm literally, as you were talking, I was going through it, and it's, guys, if you're listening on the radio, because it's dead easy to use, it's very intuitive, and that just, it's really, really structured. I think sometimes, like you said, you think of Instagram when it first started and you don't always keep up with the updates. And that's the bit sometimes, and hence why you do what you do so brilliantly.
So I've got one more question I want to ask on the FAQs, and then I want to go down onto some of the bad advice, things that people come to you and they've sort of got misconceptions about how things work. So the one I've got that I'm going to pick out of your FAQs is, how do I make sales on social media using my content?
So one of the bad tips or advice is that people will tell you need to post a lot of promotional content. Just keep posting promotional content all day, right? And I will tell you, ladies, I don't know what's the best word. I loathe that. I hate it. I hate it. Here's the thing. People don't trust you off of promotional content. They just really don't. If you're constantly just promoting yourself all day long, they get worn out and they're tired of it. So you have to have a good structure or a good mix of content that nurtures them, that gets them to know, like, and trust you, right? And then when you drop that promotional thing or that offer, they're like, you know what? I've been with this person for a while and they know what they're talking about. Let me go ahead and try this thing that they're offering, so I can see if it works for me. And when you're just constantly drowning people with promotional content, it just wears you out. Another thing, I know you didn't bring this up, but I have to make sure I say it. You do not need a lot of followers to make money on social media. You do not need a lot of followers. What you need is quality followers that will actually engage with your content, that will actually get to your email list, and that will actually buy your stuff. I worked with a client who had over 15,000 followers and wasn't even making more than $1,000 a month, compared to a client who had 300 followers and was bringing in $5,000 a month. So when I tell you, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So is that because the followers that they had, they really knew who they were? They'd got into the psychographics of their head, and so for those 300 people, they knew what was going on, and they were having a proper conversation with them that was engaging, and it was right, and people were buying, as opposed to 15,000 people who happened to be with them, but really there was no resonation there at all.
Absolutely. And here's another secret. People buy followers, and it actually kills your Instagram account. Do not buy followers. Don't be pressured into it, because it kills your engagement. You then will have a bunch of people following you who will do nothing for you, will buy nothing from you. And so, when you take the time to grow, whether you're doing it organically and free, or if you're using paid methods like running ads, if you take the time to just grow, you will attract the right people.
Part of what I'm getting from this, sort of the phrase that's popped up in my head, is that you need to sort of stop and think. And I think very often we just don't do that. I find myself racing around all over the place. And sometimes we just sort of need to stop and think through what may be happening for somebody else before we just post some stuff out because we feel like we ought to post some stuff out. And just sort of think about what's going on for somebody who's in your audience and who is potentially going to be your client. Because I think if you can't put yourself in their head, they probably shouldn't be your client, or you shouldn't take them on.
Absolutely. Everything that I do, I'm thinking about my ideal client. Like right now, my ideal client is probably asleep from staying up all night because they were trying to figure out what they're going to actually post. They don't know how to talk to their people, and so they post a lot of fun or entertaining things that don't lead back to their business goals. So I know my person, like the front and back of my hand. And when you can get to that point, you will consistently make sales on social media, build community, build relationships.
Are there any techniques that you use to help you get that understanding of your client? Is there anything that you did? Did you have vision boards? Did you sit and meditate? What did you do to or is it that they were once you or you were once them? Is that the right way around?
That is, you know what? I love that you just said that. Yes. Here's the thing. We try to do all these tricks and magic and everything to try to figure out who our ideal client is. And here's the trick. They are you before you transformed. They are you before you transform. Before you found the thing that works for you, before you found the thing that was highly successful for you, they are you. And so, yes, my ideal client, has a lot of me in them. But I know that they're also on different journeys, too. They're also at different places in that journey. So I also understand that. So here's some things that I would do if I was just really trying to figure out, okay, where are my people? I would use my stories and ask engaging questions. There's different stickers you can use. So, like, if you were to do a story today, you can ask them, like, what is the thing that you're struggling with when it comes to social media? Or when you have to post online, what do you feel? So I ask them some feeler questions more than just, okay, what's your strategy for posting? Most people don't have a strategy. So I ask them, how do they feel when they have to make a post? Or how do they feel when they have to explain what they do? So I ask them questions in my stories. I use different types of content, like gamification is a really great piece of content where you can say, pick the thing that you like to do the most. Or when I think of marketing, I feel, this. And then you have some things that they can actually like pick out on your piece of content that you put up. So I like to do that. And then, of course, if you're taking calls with people, that's content. What they're telling you on the calls are things that's working or not working. When people comment on your post and they say things like, yes, girl, you talking to me, that person right there, that's content that's connecting with them. So it's actually speaking to your people. So those are probably some of the simple things that I do to attract, to really understand what my people are going through.
You're just stopping and thinking and listening, aren't you? You're just paying attention to what people around you are saying, and you ask. I love that thing about how do you feel, because I think so many people, especially if they, I don't know, let's say they call themselves introvert or shy, how you're feeling before you're posting something. That is a magic question, actually. I've not heard that before.
And most of my people don't schedule their posts. They're not planning their content. So they're like, oh, my gosh, it's 10 o'clock, and I said I would post every day at 10 o'clock. And they're trying to get it in. And I teach them you can use a scheduler to schedule your content so that way you don't have to feel that stress. That's me talking to my ideal client.
Is there? I don't want to spend too long on this because I want to go on to some of the bad advice that is sometimes given out around content and strategy. But is there a scheduler that you recommend?
Yeah, if you're just using Facebook and Instagram, Meta Business Suite or Facebook Business Suite is free.
Use the native sort of scheduler. Yeah, okay.
Yes, use the native one because it does give you better engagement and it gives you better visibility because it's coming right from them. But there's other paid ones out there. Some of my favorites is Later, Planoly, and Sprout Social. Those would be some of the ones that I would choose if you're on different platforms like LinkedIn, Pinterest, things like that. Yeah,
I think Planoly has a free has a free level as well, doesn't it? But Sprout Social, I think Sprout Social is relatively expensive, isn't it? It's a little bit more advanced, I think, as well.
Yes, it is. It's for, especially if you're doing a lot of the analytical pieces.
Yeah. It has good metrics, doesn't it? Good reporting on Sprout Social.
It does.
Yeah. Okay, yep. I want to get on to some of this bad advice that you hear. So, follow people so they can follow you back. bad advice?
Yes. That is bad advice. The reason being is because this is what they do. They follow people. They'll end up following you back, and then next thing you know, you unfollow them. And that's so you can build your following. And that's bad advice because if you're following people, for one, you're not engaging with their content, and they don't know you. They don't like you or trust you, and they're just following you because you're following them. Yeah. So don't do the follow trains. It does nothing for you. And then you just have people following you who won't engage with your content or buy whatever product or service you have.
Let's move on to the next one. So, hashtags will help you grow on social media.
So this one is kind of like how do I say it? Hashtag is a tool, just like when you use a can opener to open a can, right? I'm sure you could use a knife. Some people use knives. When I grew up, my mom used to use knives, y'all. Yeah. But you can use a can opener, right? It's a tool. It's a tool that helps you grow, but it's not the end-all, be-all. And then you have to have the right hashtag strategy. In June, Instagram CEO came out and said hashtags just don't work the way that they used to. And so you need to use specific niche-based hashtags in order for you to really grow and go to the next level and reach new people. So it shouldn't be your only strategy or your only tool, but it's definitely something you can continue to use.
Okay, all sound advice. Now, this one here, I'm not quite sure if you wrote this down wrong, okay? Or...
Okay.
So I'm now this is now my own personal coaching session, okay? Just so you know. So don't spam DMs. So I'm not sure if we've got...
don't spam people's DMs.
Right, okay. So are you saying, because this was, is there any bad advice that is sometimes given or misconceptions around your area of expertise? So you've put don't spam DMs. So are you advising people to post into other people's DMs, or are you saying don't do it?
So here's what I'm telling you. There's people out there that will say, just send random DMs to people and spam their accounts so they can, follow you, buy your thing, all that good stuff. Here's the thing. You'll hear this differently from different coaches or strategists. I am a big proponent of not doing that. Yeah. I like to actually DM people who are engaging with my content, who comment under my content and say things like, hey, you're talking to me right now. I like to send them DMs. Those are the people I will send DMs because they might expect me to send them a DM. So don't just send random DMs. And I'm not sure if you guys get these, but I get them all the time where they're like, hey, I see you're a coach. Are you looking to get your fitness together?
Yeah, I thought you might like to see this. Shall I tell you what I do with them? I block them. I just block them, especially on LinkedIn. I've got I don't know about 6,000 connections or something, and I will connect with it. If somebody asks me to connect, I'll connect, because just because I don't know them doesn't mean they're not worth knowing. But if I connect with somebody, and I then get an automatic message going, "Hey, I'm doing this, and you need to do this. This is right up your street." They don't even know me. They don't know. They can't possibly know what I'm doing at all. Then they certainly don't know me personally. I just block them.
Yep.
Because it's spammy.
Yes.
So I just wanted to make sure, because I thought, am I missing something here? Because I would never, ever just send somebody a DM if I didn't know them. I just wouldn't. And even if I did, it wouldn't be, hey, buy my stuff.
Yes, no spamming.
Yeah, okay, that's all right then. Okay, we're all good. Right, okay. So, I'm just having a look. What business tip did you believe or follow or share that turned out to be rubbish? And it's you don't need a coach or mentor to help you figure out the business. And I think we've realised that you probably do. So, do you have a coach and a mentor?
I actually have several. I have a business coach. I actually have a life coach as well, because believe it or not, I don't have all my life stuff together.
No.
Right. I also have a marketing strategist coach as well. So yeah, I definitely do. I have coaches because I do believe in the power of having people guide you to your future. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think for therapists, they help you take care of your past and overcome like your past issues. And I know for a coach, they're going to coach you to where you're trying to see your future self. So I have several.
I just want to fire a few more questions at you here. So, in part of what you sent to us, you said you help women get clarity over their business and personal lives. I love that you've put those things together, but what does that mean for you, clarity over their business and personal lives?
So I am a certified life and business coach. So I can help you on the life side and the business side. And so a lot of times I find that with women, we're lacking boundaries, we're lacking structure in our own personal life. And so sometimes they need help trying to figure out, what do boundaries look like for me? What do structure looks like for me? Is it okay to outsource some home stuff? Meaning, is it okay to hire a cleaner if I need to? Is it okay to, have my meals catered for the kids if I need to? As women, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be this, superhero, and it's okay to not be a superhero. So on the life side, I do help them with really finding clarity on what works for them and what doesn't work for them. And then on the business side, too, really figuring out, like, what's your goals, what's your end game. And end game not being I want to just, coach 10 people. My end game is I want to be on international stages. And so how do I get on international stages and really impact as many women as possible? It starts with, having a program where I can work with people one-on-one and in group settings, getting on radio shows, right?
Yeah.
Doing podcasts, doing those things. So I help them really figure out what's the end game.
I think, Adele, you've got a question, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a question. You're very similar to me. So I work in, I coach business women to build a strong body, and there's no quick fix. As much as we think there's a quick fix, the challenge that I have is if I then just scroll through something, I feel like I'm swimming against the tide, because I'm telling women you need to work with me for 12 months, and the same as what you're saying, and yet they're being spammed in DMs and sponsored ads that says, I can make you a 6-figure business in 6 weeks. I can get you to lose your belly fat in 6 weeks. So I suppose my question is, for me, it's having that patience to keep swimming against the tide. Are you finding that as well?
Yeah, I do find that, because I think people want quick fixes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this right now. If you're looking for a quick fix strategy when you're working with me, don't work with me.
That's what I say.
I would prefer you work with someone else.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dive deeper. Like,
yeah.
I want you to have such a strong foundation that when you leave me, you never have to come back to me, unless you just truly want to come back to me.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for someone who's just, going to just, I guess, wade in the water with you, that's not me. I'm also very good at the strategy piece. So if you're not ready to work either, don't work with me.
Yep.
If you're just looking for another coach to invest in, don't work with me.
Yeah.
And I do find that, people have these unrealistic expectations, and I set them straight from the beginning. This is what, average looks like, and if you do follow the blueprint, this is what you can do. And so I do find that as well.
Good, thank you. Yeah, get it. And sometimes people say, "Oh, Del, but like for you, I do training exactly for women, but obviously with menopause, so it's different. Well, I can do that in 3 weeks." And I say, "Well, actually, I'm not the coach." And people say to me, "Yeah, but you're turning people away because you want to work with them for 12 months." And exactly, I said, "Well, actually, at the end of the 12 months." They won't need me. I haven't created a business model to fail, so they come back to me every time they lose their. So for me, but again, sometimes I feel like, am I the only one saying this? So hearing the way that you talk about the same principles with Instagram, I'm like, yes, there is like-minded people out there, but sometimes I feel like I get drowned out with the noise of instant quick, and because people have this instant gratification. That's why I say, if you can't work with me for 12 months to build a strong body, then I'm not your coach. And actually, someone's come back to me and said, "Do you know what, Adele? I did that 6-week program, and it didn't work. And I go, okay. Do you come and join me for 12 months?
Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes you just have to let people go away and explore that quick fix, and then they come back to you. And unfortunately, they're generally in a worse position than when they would have started. But you can't always explain that to people. They have to feel that pain, don't they, before they realise it is actually a 12-month investment in themselves. Yeah.
Yep, mind and body.
Yeah.
Mind and body.
Absolutely. Yes.
Now, I want to go a little bit over what we normally would, because I've got another question for you, Jeanille, which is, you talk about your company mission to help 100 women start, grow and scale their business using social media content each year. And I think that coming up with a company mission, a vision, it's sort of a little bit different to goals, isn't it? And I would like to know how you arrived at that, at your own mission statement there, and what it means for you.
What it really means? It's and I have to go back to this. It's so much deeper than just social media and content. Like, I truly want to impact women on a deeper scale and give them the confidence that they need to just show up for themselves, not for their kids, not for their husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, or whoever, but to really just show up for themselves and successfully start and grow and scale their business. Scaling meaning letting go of this mindset that I have to do all the things by myself. Because when you're ready to grow and scale your business, that means you might have to hire people. That means you might have to partner with people. And sometimes we have this idea that we can do it all by ourselves, and that's just not true. In business, you can't. You do need other people to be successful. Otherwise, you're kind of run yourself into the ground.
Yeah.
And I will say this, just speaking from my own personal experience. When I was alone, I don't think I was that great. But once I got an assistant, once I got, a program director, I started to actually be able to operate in my zone of genius a lot better.
Yes, yeah.
And I just felt, and it just showed in everything that I did. So that's what my mission is. My mission is to really help these women eliminate that mindset that I have to do it all by myself. And that's not true. You can do it with other people. You can grow with other people. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to help you successfully structure it so you can start off on the ground properly. We're going to help you identify what's going to help you grow, and then we're going to help you identify what's going to help you scale so you can live, so you can last longer.
I love that. We're going to help you grow, we're going to help you scale. Because the two sort of have to go together, don't they? Okay, Jeanille Rocke, Rock Your Content Academy. Thank you so much. We are going to be posting out, this show is going to be going out. We're going to make sure that people can connect with you through all of your social media links. We've got the rockyourcontentacademy.com. Thank you so much for sharing so much of your expertise and your wisdom.
Absolutely.
As a woman in business.
Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Oh, it's been a real pleasure, and I do hope that you will come back and join us another time, because it has been really, I think, fun but also insightful. And it's not often I say
Absolutely.
that.
I'm definitely going to be back, and hopefully one day I'll be in the studio.
I tell you what, that would be absolutely amazing. It's always best if we can have people in the studio, but there are times when it just can't happen. And so this is the next best thing. So thank you so much, and just keep an eye out, everybody listening in, for stuff going out, so that you can connect with Jeanille and actually really sort of get your social media content going. And thank you so much for what you've shared. I've certainly learnt a lot. I know that, Adele, you have as well.
I am just adding
you?
to my story, because this is about participation, that we're back in the studio today, and I'm going to tag you in it that we are recording your podcast. So we're connecting with you straight away. So practicing what you've just taught me.
Thank you so much, and we will see you all again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Tune
Bye,
in
ladies.
next week to the Women in Business radio show for more stories, ideas and inspiration to help you grow your business.